What are the best vocabulary memorization techniques for retention? Imagine trying to remember a new word and feeling like it's just slipping away. That's where good memorization techniques come into play. If you want to grow your vocabulary and keep words in your mind longer, you need the right tools. Let's look at some proven methods that make learning new words easier and more lasting. First up is spaced repetition. This means reviewing words at gradually longer intervals. Instead of cramming, you revisit words just before you forget them. For example, review a new word after 1 day, then 3 days, then a week. This pattern helps your brain strengthen the memory over time. Using apps like Anki or Quizlet makes this process simple because they schedule reviews automatically. The key is effortful recall, which means trying to remember the word without looking at it first. This deepens your understanding and makes the word stick. Next is learning words in context. Instead of memorizing isolated words, see how they work in sentences or real-life situations. For example, learning the word run in phrases like run a business or run a race shows how versatile it is. Reading books, listening to podcasts, or watching movies exposes you to words used naturally. When you see a word in context, your brain makes connections that help you remember it better and understand its meaning more clearly. Mnemonics and visualization are also powerful. Mnemonics are memory tricks like rhymes or acronyms. For example, to remember the word benevolent, you might think of a kind person who beams with goodness. Visualization involves imagining a picture or scene that links to the word. Picture a poet holding a big book to remember the word book. These tricks engage your imagination and make words more memorable by linking sounds and images. Active recall is another effective method. Instead of just reading or listening, test yourself. Cover the definition and try to recall it from memory. Group related words together, like words related to travel, and picture a scenario that includes all of them. This method helps your brain create associations, making it easier to retrieve words later. Writing by hand also helps. When you write a new word and its meaning, you involve your motor memory. This makes the word more familiar and easier to recall later. Plus, writing helps you learn correct spelling and pronunciation. Teaching others is a surprisingly good way to remember. When you explain a new word to someone else or use it in a sentence, you reinforce your understanding. This active use of vocabulary helps solidify it in your mind. Finally, consistent practice and immersion are essential. Use your new words in conversations, writing, or listening exercises regularly. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to recall and use the words correctly. Listening to native speakers and reading authentic materials also helps you get used to pronunciation and grammatical context. To sum up, the best ways to remember new vocabulary involve spaced repetition, learning in context, using mnemonics and visualization, actively recalling words, writing by hand, teaching others, and practicing often. Combining these methods makes your vocabulary grow faster and stay longer in your mind. Remember, these techniques support not just remembering words but also understanding how to use them correctly in grammar and pronunciation.